you start by introducing yourself and telling us your name?
Yes, my name is Kalaya Moody. I'm 16 and I'm from Windsor.
And what part of Windsor are you from? That's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, wait.
That's okay. I'm also getting familiar with Windsor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us about your Windsor experience.
When I was 10, I entered this contest from First Lady Michelle Obama called Let's Move, and I won for the state of Connecticut. And here's my picture.
That's great. And tell us about that experience. What was it like?
It was a really cool experience to meet other kids from around the United States who also had the same interests as me. And I think it was actually really, really fun just to meet her and to, talk to her and to eat with other kids as well and, share the same things as different kids.
Mm-hmm. How did you find out about the program?
My mom actually is a teacher, so she was trying to look for something for her kids to do about the food groups. And she found the challenge and she entered me in, and of course, the rest is history.
That's great. And how long was it? Was it a day program or was it over a length of period?
um, the lunch that we did was one day at the White House, but then we had other activities that we would do during a 3-day period, I believe. And so the lunch was just one day, then we went to like other attractions and did other things with other kids. So
And were there any children that you became friends with after the program?
yes, a couple, but now I don't speak to anyone, sadly.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's still a great story to share.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a great experience as well. And were there any other questions that you'd like to answer from this list?
Um, hmm. Trying to see what's good.
Huh?
Explain what the contest was.
Yeah, so if you could also go into depth about what the program was and the qualifications, anything like that, any specifics that you'd like to mention.
Let's Move was basically started by Michelle Obama when, they were still in office, and she wanted to have healthy foods for kids around the U.S. And it was for lunches for healthy kids. And I'm trying to see what to say.
You can as well. It can be a conversation.
Okay.
Right after that.
All right. So the Healthy Lunchtime Challenge came out of the Let's Move and out of her trying to get the lunches to be better around the country. And actually, she says that that was the first thing that she wanted to do. So when they were flying from Chicago to DC, I guess after he won, she thought of this and talked to whoever it was. Oh gosh, I can't think of her name. The director of Epicurus magazine, and they thought, well, we're gonna put this program together. So in 2011, I think was the first one, or 2012, and the qualifications were that they were in between the ages of
Like 8 to 12.
to 12.
Yeah.
So she just made it because she turned 11 that year. And they had to make something, a lunch that would be enough, I mean, not so much for everyone to make. And it had to be, one thing had to be come from something local. So like the chicken farm down the street, that's what we use the eggs from. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And then just something healthy, something that they could do, over and over, and other people could do, could
Okay.
make.
So can you tell us more about the dish that you made?
I made Springtime Lunchtime, which was basically an egg quiche, and it had chicken and, of course, eggs, bean sprouts, cilantro, carrots, and salt, pepper, all the seasonings. And then I had a smoothie, strawberry banana smoothie, and I also, oh, thank you. um, I also had apples, cut up apples, and then blueberries and tomatoes in the center. So that was my dish.
And yes, you could also show us the pictures. Is it a whole scrapbook of photos?
Yes. So here's my dish, of course.
the apples and the blueberries. Were
Oh,
supposed to
and
be
French
like what?
toast. Flowers. Forgot to add that. French toast flowers.
French toast flowers. But the apples were supposed to be like the what?
Bird's nest.
Bird's nest, and blueberries supposed to be like the robin's eggs. Oops,
Oh.
it fell down.
These are from all the interviews I had over the course of a couple of weeks before I actually went. Oh, it fell again. Okay. I'll just hold this. But this was for the Hartford Courant. And these two from there. This was for Channel 6, so Fox News. This was from Channel 3 News, I believe. And this was on the plane.
It was sponsored by United, so we were just talking about how weird of a flight it was. It was like going to Jersey and then to
Back
DC.
to DC, so it was confusing. Here are some of the kids that went as well.
Jamal was from Delaware, he's on the right. I can't remember. I think the kid with the red tie was from Maryland, and that's Scout. We tried to keep in touch with her from Maine.
This was in the security building, I guess you could say. So when you first got to the White House, you had to go through security building, and they would check everything. It took a while. It took about an hour, I would say, or 2 hours, just to get into the White House. So they had this photo there on the inside. So my mom took a picture of it.
Yeah.
This was us walking in.
It was like 3 checkpoints.
Yeah, worse than the airport. So more pictures have fallen. This was Danielle, I believe, from New York. And we both were on the same news.
Yeah. Down in New York, it was like each kid was assigned a publicist once they won, and as soon as they won, actually they called me here at work. I was here, and the guy was like, okay, I'm going to put you on the news, tell me some information about her. And I did, and I was like, well, what station? And he said, a New York station, and that's where I kind of went. I lived there for a while, and I was like, that's not our news station. But he was like, okay, but this is what I'm going to put out. I said, okay, all right. So I ended up calling Channel 3 and Channel 61 myself.
This was my chef's hat that I got from, of course, the White House, and it had Chef Kalaya on it, and it had Connecticut at the bottom. So every kid got a chef's hat, and they would have their state at the bottom.
That was nice to see. When we walked up the stairs, right, they had the Marine band playing, and we turned around, because we came up the stairs, turned around, and I was like, oh my gosh, your name was up there. She's like, where? So it was way up, but.
Because it was in alphabetical order of the states, so. This was one of the statues they had, I guess you could say, of the kale and all the different veggies in like little garden pots. Well, not little, because of course they're big, but. And then this was my mom and I in front of the JFK painting. Portrait. This was me looking out the window because it was cool to see. And then it looks like this was the blue room, I believe.
Yeah, it's the blue room, even though it has yellow. And then we were coming into the red room, and the picture that fell down was a picture of, I think, Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah. And remember, we met the Navy guy. I can't think of. I forgot the story.
These were the dishes we ate. So they picked, I think, about 3 or 4 dishes. And so this one was like a watermelon spring roll. It was very different, but it was actually really good. I believe this was our dessert. And then this was our regular meal. It was a peach, like a fried peach. And then pita bread, and I forgot what was under.
I don't know if it was the pork or the chicken.
I'm not sure. This was Miss Obama speaking to us, talking to us about how proud she is of us. These were other girls that were at the challenge.
The first one was from Alabama, after Kalaya, from Alabama, and then the other one was from South Carolina. She made, I think, cauliflower grits instead of regular grits, and shrimp. And then the other one was from Mississippi. And they got to sit at the table with Mrs. Obama. Kalaya. But Kalaya met, who was that right there?
Oh, Rachel Ray. Yeah, I met Rachel Ray. That was us again.
Sitting at the table.
And then these were, let me take this out.
Yeah.
These were our smoothies, and I didn't know they had pineapple in it. And I'm allergic to pineapple, so I thought I was going to have an allergic reaction. I didn't, though.
She was freaking out. She was like, oh my gosh. She was like, what does that have in it?
I didn't drink the whole thing, which is good, but I did drink a lot of water after, so. This is a picture of George Washington, as you can see, or portrait. And I'm holding the menu in front of it. There was a wall of flowers and other vegetables, basically, at the front. So where the podium was, there was just a wall of different things. So again, here I am, holding the menu in front of it. I don't remember her name, but she was from American Samoa, and yes, Amelie, that's her name. And yeah, we took pictures with just about everyone there, but it was just really cool to meet her. So while we were there, at the other past Healthy Lunchtime challenges, there has been performances from different Broadway plays. So we got to see a piece from Aladdin, which was really, really cool.
Was it Aladdin or Jungle Book? Jungle Book.
Was it Aladdin?
Jungle
Book? It was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, it was Jungle Book. We watched the Aladdin, but it was the Jungle Book. Okay. So this is one of the guys from the Jungle Book, and he told us to go like this. I think, here are some more photos of the cast, and another cast member that I just got a picture with. Yes. No, I'm fine. Yeah. I do not remember her. Oh wait, yes. Okay, yes. So Erin, this was Erin. She was a Secret Service woman, and she was from Windsor, and she went to Sage Park. So that was really cool to see.
Did you tell her about the Aaron?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Here are just some other photos when we were trying to get out because we were finished. So it was taking a while. I think we were there for like 3 hours just trying to get out of the White House.
I think the last picture, that big picture, is Michelle Obama.
Yeah, walking out. It was so blurry though.
Because she gave you
A high five. I was walking out.
It was really nice. And every kid got to speak to her. That's why we have the picture. So she talked to him a little bit. She talked to Kalaya about, keeping up the work and making sure that she doesn't forget this experience and to help others. And that she was really proud of her.
So is there a ranking system for the challenge? Was it first to third, or was it just there's a winner? Is that how it worked?
That's how it was. So at first it was like different rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you go and you submit your photo of like your dish, and then they call you and they tell you, oh, you're going to the next round. But in this case, they called my mom and told her that I was going to the next round and that I won.
Oh, okay.
So it was different, but yeah.
Nice.
We also had to submit you know, what she did, everything, all the recipes. So they have a recipe book actually. So that's good. But they don't get to use their pictures. So they made it, and I think it was like some kids from a cooking class or cooking school there. So her dish didn't come out looking too good. And it was a couple of students, a couple of kids, their dishes didn't come out as well either. So good.
Because they kind of changed it to make it look more gourmet, I guess you could
I
say.
don't know. There's
So it looks kind of,
like they were like, okay, let's do this quickly. So
Yeah, the picture you have in the scrapbook is like,
yeah.
it's laid out perfectly.
Right. Yep. But
Was there an award for being the first place winner?
No, there wasn't. I think the award was just going to the White House
Oh, okay,
and,
yeah.
you know, getting lunch.
Yeah, I think that's an award.
Yeah.
all within
Definitely.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was free. You know, the airline tickets,
The hotel, all the food.
all
Yeah.
the food.
All the food.
And then also that first night when they got there, they got to do activities with Newman's Own. And Newman's Own actually called us because she's a winner in Connecticut, and they're here in Connecticut as well.
So they invited us back, and I got to take a friend. And then the next time, they invited us again, and I got to take my 6th grade class. So that was cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
She actually got to see a board meeting. So, and then her and her friend, when they went the first time to Newman's Own down in Westport, I think it is, and they got to serve them. And part of it was part of her meal that she made. So, yep, and she met Mr. Newman's daughter, and whose name is
Kayla, I think.
Kayla, but it's almost the same spelling as her name. So
But it's with a
weird.
C.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only difference. Yeah.
And was there anything else you'd like to mention?
No.
So if that's all, then thank you so much for sitting down with us. It was great hearing your story.
Thank you.
Very unique and important to the
Yes.
Windsor, collection that we're trying to build. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.